Well, hello and welcome to Walsh University. My name is Eric Belden, Vice President of Advancement and Alumni Relations. We're happy to see you all here tonight. What do you think of the facility for those who haven't been in here? Pretty nice. Well, tonight's an exciting night. Tonight we get to recognize 6 very special alumnus from Walsh University. And tonight we're going to take journeys with them. We're going to hear stories about their lives. But with a journey, they don't all happen by yourselves. People help you through a journey. It's mentors, it's parents, it's professors, it's friends. And I think tonight we're going to hear some great stories and go on some great journeys with them this evening. So I'm anxious to hear all the speeches and all the memories that are shared. And so we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started this evening. So I'd like to welcome, man who needs no introduction, President Koontz.
So you're probably wondering about these. So these are custom-made shoes, the only pair on the planet that are made in the same design wrap as the cab car. And so on Wednesday night, we had a big pep rally out on the stadium, on the Larry Stout Stadium in the middle of the field, and I promised the students I wouldn't take them off until the end of homecoming weekend. And I walked off, and Brenda said, "Why did you say that?" Because I'm not really used to wearing tennis shoes when I'm in a suit. I didn't think about that. And they were very uncomfortable. I learned a lot on Wednesday about fashion hurts. So I went to Walgreens and I met Dr. Scholl. So he's been my friend all week long. So that's the story of my shoes. I got them as a surprise to me from, a very good friend of the university. And I wore them for opening day, basically as the school year started. And I was out with the women's lacrosse team showing off my opening day shoes. And they're like, "Oh, no. Those are game day shoes." So I'm going to be wearing these a lot. So that's the story for tonight. Now, Sean's mad at me because I'm standing over there, and he wants to hear this. So here I am, Sean. I can do what I'm told. Thank you very much. So look, we are really happy to have everybody. Welcome home. Welcome back to your Catholic University. We are here tonight for a number of reasons, not the least of which are to celebrate all of our alum. If you are an alum of Walsh University, could you stand up and be recognized? Everybody. All of our alum are special, but in a very unique way, we have celebrating their 50th anniversary of their commencement, the class of 1972. If you are an alum of the class of 1972, could you guys stand up and be recognized? And as Eric mentioned, in a very special way, we're here to talk about, to honor, to celebrate 6 very special alum tonight. So if I could have Aaron and Ben and Ashley and Marlene and Steve, if I could have you 6 stand, everyone who we're here to honor tonight. And Teresa. I was here thinking, I think I only did 5. Thank you so much. So I can't speak to how you all's experience started at the very beginning of your time at Walsh University, but here today, the way it starts is our Vice President for Enrollment, Rebecca Caniglio. Rebecca, are you here? Rebecca, stand up so we can all see you. How about a round of applause for Rebecca? For Rebecca, it's all about the way this starts. Her whole focus, her whole team, everything she does, it's all about the way this starts. So she starts them off by bringing the incoming class, those freshmen, as they begin those final years of formation. She brings them here over the summer for a day, for an orientation. And I get the privilege to spend about 20 or 30 minutes with them and their families right at the beginning. And I offer to them the secret to how it is they're going to navigate their experience here to get them across the finish line. And I tell them it's really pretty easy. There's 3 words. And if they inculcate these 3 words, they're going to make it. And the way I set this up is I think, Tim Collins thinks, the world is sorted out with people in one of 2 camps. All of us, all of you. You're either in the camp that falls down and stays down, or you're in the camp that falls down and gets back up. Everyone must choose to get back up. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you've studied, how hard you've tried, whatever you think should have been your way, go your way, didn't go your way, and they have to choose to get back up. And that is only part of the story, because all that simply does is it gets them to stand up and look around. But now the question is, now what? And so here we are at the university. We're standing behind them. We're there to support them, to point them in the right direction. But now we have to walk all the way around and stand in front of them to show them what success looks like, to show them what to do now. That too is 3 simple words. So in 1894, there's a 16-year-old kid on his way home from school in Harrow, England, and he's got his report card in his hand with a letter from his rhetoric teacher. And he gets home and his parents read it, and it says, "A conspicuous lack of success." Well, that student rejected that rejection and went on to become one of the most prolific speakers of the 20th century by the name of Winston Churchill. In 1902, a 28-year-old receives in the post a package of 28 poems that he had submitted for publication. And on the top is a cover letter from the editor of the Atlantic Monthly Poetry. And it says, "Our magazine has no room for such vigorous verse." Well, Robert Frost rejected that rejection, and he went on to become one of the most prolific writers we've known. In 1905, at the University of Bern, a young physics student has his dissertation rejected, dismissed for fanciful, and irrelevant ideas. Well, Albert Einstein went on to spend the rest of his life proving, showing, demonstrating that some of his fanciful ideas actually had merit. He rejected that rejection. And that is the rest of the story, of the stories that we're going to hear tonight. For these 6 amazing alumni, not only did they get back up, but they rejected the rejections along the way. All of us have them. And so it is through your stories that we're able to come and stand before our students and show them this is what it looks like. This is what it means to serve. This is what it means to help others. And so tonight is indeed special because we have an opportunity to reflect on that. And I want you to know that your university is so proud of the 6 of you. I'm proud of the 6 of you. You model for all of us what it really means that, you're not finished just because you're defeated. You're finished if you quit. Don't quit. And our students today, they need to hear that. They need to see that. Our students today that have come here, that are coming here today, that are students here today, they've been leading a little bit softer life. And in many ways, the culture is trying to convince them that, hey, pain, sacrifice, that's not in the cards. It is in the cards. That's the real world. And so we are thankful for each one of you for helping us to help them. So you need to know that the impact that you have, not just in your families, not just in your communities, not just in your workplace, but it reaches all the way back here to North Canton,
Ohio, and your Catholic University. And we couldn't do what we do without you. And these stories are good reminders for all of us that have given our life's work to this, why we do this. And we need those reminders. And there's nothing better than the stories we're going to hear tonight to remind us just how good Walsh University has always been and the promise it holds for all of America tomorrow. Swords up!
Thank you, Dr. Collins, for those inspiring words. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. As we gather in the Marlene and Joe Toot Global Learning Center, in the excitement of this homecoming weekend, let us pause in prayer and invoke God's blessing upon us. O God, loving and gracious Father, shower down upon us your gracious blessings as we gather here at Walsh University for this outstanding alumni dinner. We praise and thank you, Lord God, as we celebrate your glory and your honor reflected in the lives and achievements of these distinguished alumni. Father God, they have been good stewards of the many gifts of time and talent and treasure you have blessed them and invested them with. Thank you as well, dear Lord, for the enhancement they bring to the good name and reputation of Walsh University and their testimony to the excellence of servant leaders we all strive to achieve here. Our honorees also, dear God, embodied as well these verses drawn from our alma mater. Through the days, through the years, the memories will savor and forever will be true to Walsh, true to thee. Their truthfulness to Walsh lifts our spirits tonight. For this we praise and thank you, God. Let the light of your glory continue to shine upon us as we gather this evening to celebrate excellence in the lives of these outstanding alumni, as together we pray for your grace and blessings upon us. Bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Bon appetit and enjoy. God bless you.
Good evening. I hope everyone enjoyed their dinners. And if you aren't aware, this evening was the debut of our Stumble In IPA. That is part of a 3-beer series that we have brewed in collaboration with our friends at Unhitched Brewery. So if you had the chance to enjoy that this evening, consider yourself part of an exclusive group. We're glad that you were able to enjoy that with us. As we begin our program, I would love to recognize a few groups of alumni before we get started. So if you aren't aware, this weekend is homecoming and reunion weekend for our alumni. And I know we already recognized our wonderful table of 1972 alums celebrating their 50th anniversary. Glad to have you back. But we are also recognizing alums from the class of 1997 who are celebrating their 25th anniversary. So if you were part of the class of 1997, will you please stand to be recognized? Next, I'd like to recognize past recipients of the Outstanding Alumni Awards. Please stand as I call your name and hold your applause until the end. Joining us this evening, we have Don Castor, Paulette Castor, Larry Clark, Scott Hawes, Thomas Kirkpatrick, Ken Shook, Luke Vincer, and Steve Weigand. Thank you for coming back. And lastly, I would like to welcome the next generation of Walsh alumni. In attendance this evening, we have Alumni Association scholarship winners and students from our Mosaic Club, as well as our Black Student Union, and students who chose to be here on their own time. So if you are a future Walsh alum, please stand. Thank you all for coming and supporting this year's award winners. Tonight, I will be joined by fellow Walsh alumni who will be co-presenting our awards. And at this time, I would like to introduce our first presenter, who is a 1997 alumna. She's a member of the Alumni Board and chair of the Outstanding Alumni Selection Committee. Please welcome Dr. Tanzeah Sharpe to the stage.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be with you tonight and celebrate this impressive group of alumni. Each year, the selection committee receives countless nominations of deserving alumni, and I am sure you'll agree before this evening is over that these 6 award winners are outstanding representatives of what it means to be a graduate of Walsh University. Without further ado, let's begin by introducing you to the first 2 recipients of the 2022 Walsh University Alumni Leadership Award. The Young Alumni Leadership Award was created in 2017 to recognize our young alumni who have experienced early career success, provide service to their communities, and understand the value of a relationship with their alma mater. Recipients of this award must be a Walsh University alum, be 35 years or younger as of December 31st of the year nominated, demonstrate exemplary professional achievement and service to the community, and uphold a relationship with Walsh University through engagement and or philanthropy. Ashley Collins. Ashley is a 2-time alumna of Walsh University, graduating in 2010 with a Bachelor of Arts in Marketing and again in 2016 with her Master's of Business in Administration. Ashley was the first in her family to earn a college degree, and since graduating, she's exemplified Walsh's mission of being a leader in service to others through her commitment to community. In honor of her sister, who went missing after she couldn't find help that she needed, Ashley founded AVO Behavioral Health and Recovery, where she serves as the CEO. AVO provides services for people struggling with chemical dependency, as well as emotional and behavioral health issues by providing individualized outpatient treatment. Ashley is deeply immersed in her community, having established the nonprofit Erica's Angels, serves as the president of the board of directors for Community Health Center Addiction Services, is a member of the Canton Regional Chamber of Commerce, and was recognized as a 20 under 40 recipient by Y Stark. Because she is devoted, a community servant, it is my pleasure to represent and present the 2022 Young Alumni Leadership Award to classes of 2010 and 2016 alumna Ashley Collins.
Thank you, everyone. I had very strict instructions on not to break this because it's 2 pieces, so that's good. out of all of the things that she said, the only thing I got out of that speech is I just made it as a young alumni. So kudos to that. But in all seriousness, thank you to the Walsh community for everything that you've done. Walking into the university, it was small when I came here, and now I come back and don't even recognize it. And people here saw me as a leader, even when I didn't see it myself. I look around and see people that I went to school with or that taught me, things like Brian and Rachel did being an RA and just growing through the community. And now I look at, the business I've grown and the staff I have here and the family and community members and my kids. And, if all of my staff could stand up, because they're a part of why we have AVO, why we have Erica's Angels, and my family, please. And my daughter's dying to be on stage, so I'll let her come up here. But and my son too. He had to wear the maroon and gold. But thank you everyone for supporting me through the roughest times, and thank you to my sister, obviously, who gave us all strength to use her story to do what we do today. And even if she can't be here with us, she graces us every single day with her funny stories and, strength to other people to do better and make us be better for the community and help others. So thank you all for supporting me, and thanks for the award.
She said thank you. What's up?
Stop.
Bye.
One more time.
Congratulations, Ashley. Good evening, everyone. My name is Monica Engelhardt, and I'm a proud alumna of the class of 2013 and current vice chair of the Alumni Board. I also have the honor of presenting the second of our 2022 Walsh University Young Alumni Leadership Awards. Dr. Aaron Hollis Palmer is a neurosurgeon, educator, and advocate who is currently completing his neurosurgical residency at Northwestern University in downtown Chicago, Illinois. After graduating from Walsh University in 2011 with his Bachelor of Science in Biology, pre-med, Dr. Palmer earned his medical degree from Wright State University's Boonshoft School of Medicine. As a Black male physician, Dr. Palmer is a minority within a minority. Only 5% of physicians in the U.S. are Black, and the majority of Black physicians are female. Dr. Palmer's journey as becoming a neurosurgeon was anything but ordinary. He grew up in inner-city Akron, where he faced many obstacles related to poverty. After becoming interested in medicine and in search of opportunities to demonstrate civil leadership, Dr. Palmer taught himself to buy, fix, and resell used cars to help him pay for his college tuition. Today, Dr. Palmer mentors hundreds of students interested in medicine, researches disparities in healthcare, and chairs his department's Community Engagement Committee. These efforts aid his overarching goal to use his platform and resources to uplift his community. He considers his greatest achievement to be using his journey into medicine to inspire, educate, and advocate for systemic change. Through partnerships with academic institutions, churches, and foundations, he has spoken at numerous events, created health screenings, and developed courses for the homeless. Because of his passionate and unwavering voice for the underserved, it is my pleasure to present the 2022 Young Alumni Leadership Award to class of 2011 alumnus, Dr. Aaron Hollis Palmer.
this is pretty well stuck together. I know they gave me the advice to hold it together too, but it's going okay. So this award, I'm so honored for this award just because of how much Walsh has had an impact on my career. Looking back, I probably drove the financial aid office insane trying to get through Walsh. But while I was here, I became interested in medicine. And I was able to find a great mentor in Dr. Kaplia, who was recently retired, one of the professors in science. And I'd failed her class like twice before. We joke about it now because everybody tried to avoid her class because of how ruthless she was. I couldn't get out of it because I procrastinated too much. But when I asked her if I would make a good physician, she said absolutely. And I believed her. And it wasn't because, she had just said that and how stern she was, but she met with me like weekly for almost like 2 years to make sure I graduated. Where can you find professors like that? And so I joke now because she helped me get into medical school. And her classes were so difficult. The medical school was easy. True story. When I hit the ground running. I got straight A's through medical school. Didn't get 1 B. And that's why I was able to apply into neurosurgery because of, how well how things went. But she continues to advise me, and I couldn't be more grateful. And to your point, even with successes and achievements, like I went to medical school. I did great in medical school, and I wanted to go into neurosurgery. I thought that was my passion. But when I initially applied to get into neurosurgery, I didn't get a job. So I'd done so well in medical school, and it didn't matter. I was still jobless. And honestly, I felt like I let my family down because they were counting on me. And it was tough. But to your point, a lot of times we have to reject rejection. And I don't know, it seemed like this idea of becoming a doctor started as like a little snowflake, and then it had come to a snowball. And then at this point, when I got out of medical school, it was like an avalanche. And I just couldn't, somebody say no, okay, well, that's it. I don't know, I reinvented myself. I called everybody who said no, and I asked them why. I tried to fix those things. And the next year I applied, I got into one of the top residencies in the world at Northwestern. And it's because of the experiences I had here at Walsh that made me resilient, made me confident enough to think I could do this. And so I'm tremendously thankful. And before I get off the stage, I have to thank everybody at Table 6. This is my family who, they supported me when I'm serious. My brother Tim, he knows so much about cars. That's how I was able to pay for school. The rest of them, they loaned me money when they couldn't even afford it. And so even my first suit, they put their money together so I can get a suit for medical school. And my beautiful fiance, so supportive. I just couldn't do it up. I couldn't be here without them, and they're who I do it for. Thank you, guys.
Good evening. My name is Luke Vincer. I'm a proud alum of the class of 2007. It is my pleasure to present our Professional Achievement Award, which honors alum with significant professional and career achievements. Tonight's recipient certainly meets that qualification. Ben Davis is a 1996 alumnus of Walsh University, where he earned his Bachelor of Arts in Business and was a member of the Walsh men's basketball team. Upon graduation, Ben became a professional basketball player in Europe before returning to the States to pursue his entrepreneur spirit and passion for business. After a decade of enterprise sales with Fortune 500 companies such as Xerox, Parametric Technologies, and EMC, Ben left the corporate world to begin as an entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. Following his passion for sports and technology, Ben co-founded Pixium in 2003, which was among first of its kind as a developer and publisher of mobile video games. After Pixium was acquired in 2005 by Win-Win Gaming, he co-founded Fizzle in 2006. He has led the company through major innovations and technology adaptations from consumer data to IoT machine data while raising $25 million in venture capital funding. His career his career is not the only place where he shares his time and talents. Ben is a board member of Elon University's School of Communication, member of the Alliance of Chief Executives, and a board member of Boys Hope, Girls Hope. Though he resides in California, Ben has not lost his Ohio sports roots. He is a loyal fan of the Ohio State football, the Cleveland Browns, the Guardians, which is still kind of odd to say, and of course, all things Cavalier, both Cleveland, but more importantly, Walsh. We did get an opportunity to catch up on the Cleveland Cavs for a minute beforehand. So with this, I would, for his outstanding entrepreneur achievements, it's my honor to present the 2022 Professional Achievement Award to class of 1996 alumnus Ben Davis.
Hi, everybody. First of all, thank you. I am incredibly humbled and honored to be up here today with you accepting this award. As an entrepreneur, you learn to fall down and get back up. So, Tim, your introduction was inspirational, hearing about Albert Einstein and Robert Frost. But really, what really meant something to me was, as I walk up here, do not fall down. I would get back up. I am fortunate to have the kind of family that's given me support forever. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I have followed in the footsteps of my dad and my grandfather, and I've had the best role models that anybody could ever have. I'm really grateful to Walsh. Walsh gave me an opportunity when not many others did. And I promise that I will give back and do all I can for the Walsh community. Thank you.
One more time. That must be a shoe thing. How about for mom and dad? How about one for mom and dad?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Steve Weigand, and I'm a proud member of the class of 2010 and the current president of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. I have the honor of presenting our Outstanding Achievement Award tonight. The Outstanding Achievement Award honors alumni for their achievements, leadership, and contributions to their professions, their communities, and their alma mater. Recipients of this award must be Walsh University alumni, demonstrate exemplary professional or career achievement, provide exemplary service to the community, show consistent philanthropic leadership, service, and commitment to advancing Walsh's mission through time, talent, or treasure. This year, we have two recipients for the Outstanding Achievement Award. Stephen Berger is a two-time alumnus of Walsh University who earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in accounting in 1990 and his Master of Business Administration in 2012. Steve currently serves as Chief Financial Officer for Employers Health in Canton, and in addition to professional achievements, has made it a priority to give back to the community. He is a current board member and past president and treasurer of the Beacon Charitable Pharmacy in Canton and serves as treasurer of the Akron area chapter of the Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM. Steve is a member of the Stark State College Foundation Board, the Mercy Development Foundation Board, and the Stark Community Foundation Audit Committee. He was a member of the United Way of Greater Stark Communities 2020 and 2021 campaign cabinet, serving as chairman of the nonprofit and Cornerstone divisions. As a strong supporter of his alma mater, Steve serves on the President's Advisory Board, DeVille School of Business Advisory Board, Accounting Advisory Board, and as a mentor to students. He also coordinated an Employers Health Ohio Tech Cred training program through Walsh University. In 2015, Steve was honored as the Cranes Cleveland Business CFO of the Year. He is also a certified public accountant and a graduate of Leadership Stark County. For a career and life that has been characterized by service, it is my distinct pleasure to present the 2020 Outstanding Achievement Award to class of 1990 and 2012 alumnus Steve Berger.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to start a little bit different. I'm going to file a grievance right out of the gate. I was at an event that Dr. Collins hosted about a week ago, and he's talking about all these awesome things that are going on at Walsh. We've got students studying in Italy, soon to be students studying in Ireland. Football team just held its first home game over at the on-campus stadium, and I'm thinking to myself, where the heck was all this stuff when Steve was in school? So, back when I was here, if you were studying abroad, that meant you were at the Science Center as opposed to Farrell Hall. Of course, there was no home games because we didn't even have a football team. So lots changed since 91 and 2012. So, Dr. Collins, my parents are here tonight. If you can convince them to finance my college education again, I think I'm going to come back. So, I don't care what the major is, as long as it's in Italy or Ireland, I'm in. So point me to admissions once this is wrapped up. But I wanted to share a little bit about my journey to Walsh because it wasn't a traditional journey. My parents and I didn't come here and take a tour. We certainly didn't talk about the football team and the opportunities to study abroad because those didn't exist. But I had enrolled at Akron U, was all set to go to Akron, study accounting, so signed up early in my senior year. And as the year went on and we got closer to graduating, I'm thinking, I don't know that I'm feeling Akron U. So I had an older brother that was at Ohio State at that time, and I think, I want to take a look at Ohio State. So applied to Ohio State, got accepted, and rolled down to Columbus as a proud Buckeye and thought, hey, this is going to be the greatest thing in the world, right? I've got my brother down here. He's got a car. He can drive me around. He's old enough to buy beer for me as a freshman when I couldn't. All the things that are important. The football team's doing well. So, hey, this life was going to be great. So probably about at the end of my freshman year, I realized, this place is a little bit too big for me. I think my first accounting class had around 1,500 students. I think that was my tipping point, and I'm thinking, maybe I need to take a look at something else. So as I got into my sophomore year, came home for spring break, and I paid a visit to Walsh. They sent me down to talk to Brother James. He had an office about the size of a closet. It may have been a closet, but he and I crammed in there, and within 2 minutes, he looks at my transcript, and easy peasy. He says, Steve, these are the things that he'll transfer. Why don't you finish out the year at Ohio State, take a couple classes in the summer to get acclimated to the campus, and boom, when you start your junior year, come in full-time at Walsh. And that was the best decision at that point in my life that I could have ever made. So I'll tell you, there's a lot of stories I could share about Walsh, but probably the best thing that happened to me while I was here was the internship program. And if there's any students that are in the audience, to me, that's the most important thing that you can do is do an internship. If there's any employers in the audience, make sure you hire interns, pay these interns for their work. But for me, this is how my internship experience went. There was a gentleman, when they were matching students with employers, there was a gentleman by the name of Tom Shervish. He owned Burger Kings in the area. And there's a student by the name of Steve Burger. Perfect match. You got Burger and Burger King. And that's how I got assigned to Tom. And Tom was, he was a great boss for me. And not only a boss, he became a friend and most importantly, a mentor to me. And, I would sit in his office at that time, or sit in the office at that time, and he would come and go all day long. Hey, I'm going to a chamber meeting, or hey, I'm going to a Hall of Fame committee meeting. And I would think, this guy is crazy. His whole day is just devoted to community service and donating his time. But I quickly came to learn how important that was to him and the community, and I grew fond of that as well too. So, while I was an intern with him, he was the chairman of the Ribs Burn-Off Committee. And back at that time, the Ribs Burn-Off was downtown Canton, thousands of people. It was a hopping event. And he came to me one day and he said, hey, Steve, I want you to chair one of my subcommittees. And I'm thinking, oh, this is great. I'm an accounting student. He's going to have me in charge of finance, counting money, doing some auditing. And he goes, I want you to chair the trash committee. And I think, the trash committee? And he goes, hey, but before you decline, I'm going to tell you, that's the most important committee we have, because the mayor has to drive through the Ribs Burn-Off site each and every day going to work. And if there's one piece of trash out there, we're all going to hear about it. So total sell job by Tom. If anybody knows Tom, that's how he would roll. So I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I signed up that year. I think I did it 2 years after that. And it was a great experience for me. That was my first exposure to community and giving back. And I thank him to this day. We lost Tom a couple years ago, and I'm positive he would have been here tonight to help me to celebrate. So with that, I want to thank, there's a lot of people that I could thank, and I could be up here for a half an hour. Do I have a half an hour? No. Okay, so I got about two minutes left, maybe not even that much. But I want to thank some folks that have been instrumental in my life and my career. And again, there's a lot, but I'm just going to pick on the people that are here in the room. So I'll start with my parents that are here tonight. So they were here when I graduated in 91 or 90, and back when I graduated in 2012. They came to campus a couple times. We had a couple burger wedding receptions on campus. So brought them out here again tonight. And what they taught me, many things, and they've given me a lot of things in my life, but most importantly was a strong work ethic. And I think me and my 4 siblings, we watched my parents work, and that's something that's with me every day, is just work hard and give 100% to everything you do. So thank you for that. I've got my oldest brother, Dave, and his wife, Teresa. So Dave and I shared a room together when we were growing up with another brother. So we had three of us crammed in an attic bedroom. So, but they've been with me the whole time, obviously, Dave and Teresa. They watched me grow from a little kid to kind of an irresponsible teenager to where I am today. So, and I always knew along the way, if there was some sort of event in life, they were always going to be the first ones to either call us or drop something off. Case in point, today at lunchtime, I get an edible arrangement from the two of them. So thank you guys for being with me throughout my journey. My niece Tricia is here, and Tricia's, she's always been one of the most thoughtful people that I know of. A couple days after I learned of my achievement here, I get a handwritten note from her in the mail just congratulating me and saying some kind words. And Tricia, not many people write handwritten notes anymore, so keep doing that. It means a lot. I know I try to do that. My colleagues try to do that at Employers Health, so keep doing that. It means a lot to folks. My daughter Cassidy's here. I've got 2 daughters. One could not make it, but Cassidy is the one that nominated me. So Cassidy, thank you for your efforts. So when my wife Lori and I would go to parent-teacher conferences and we would sit in with her English teachers, they would always say, Cassidy is a phenomenal writer. Don't ever let her stop writing. So thank you, Cassidy. Apparently she wrote something special to help me get nominated for this. I think her specialty was fiction, so hopefully it lives on to this day. My wife Lori is with me. So Lori, her and I got married about the time I graduated from Walsh the first time around, so I'll let you do the math on that. That's been a little while. So, but she's been with me my entire professional journey, from studying for the CPA exam on our honeymoon to getting my MBA when we had 2 little kids at home, and all the all the events that I've had to go to as a community volunteer. There's a lot of fundraisers. You've been by my side the whole way. So thanks for being my partner and best friend along the way. And two more. I got to thank my friends from Employers Health. I've got 2 tables back here. And for those folks to give up a Friday night to come out here and help me celebrate is awesome. So I've got some colleagues, I've got some board members, so thank you guys for coming out. You know, we've worked hard to develop a nice culture at Employers Health, and when you can get a group like this together on a Friday night on their time to come out and help one of their colleagues celebrate, I think we've done something right, and that's probably the best endorsement of our culture. So, and lastly, I want to give a shout out to my CEO and boss at Employers Health, Chris Goff. Chris is probably he's probably one of the most community-minded individuals that I know. And if you're in Stark County, you've probably seen him on a board, and he creates the culture for us and encourages us, not only encourages us, but really gets behind us to get involved in the community, to give back financially, to give back with our time and our talent. And with that, I'm not up here, Chris, if you're not creating that type of culture. And I've got a couple colleagues with me here tonight that are Walsh grads, and I think with the culture that we've built and Chris's leadership, I'm pretty sure you'll see a couple of those folks up here in the next couple of years too. So with that, thank you everyone. Dr. Collins, thanks for everything that you do to keep Walsh rocking and rolling and bringing the energy and the swords up and everything you do. So thank you. Thanks everyone.
One more time. Swords up.
Congratulations, Steve. I also have the honor of presenting an Outstanding Achievement Award tonight. Those of you who know Teresa Reolfi know her to bring compassion and kindness to everything she does. Nominated by a lifelong friend, Teresa grew up in Canton, has practiced her Catholic faith while raising a socially conscious, Christ-centered family in the St. Paul Parish, and for 17 years was a devoted Walsh University employee in the Student Service Center until her retirement in 2022. Ironically, 17 years ago, Teresa and I started our Walsh journey at the same time. I was a student, she was an employee. In addition to volunteering for countless university events and supporting the Walsh Fund for Student Scholarships, Teresa has consoled struggling students, brought them bags of groceries and necessities, and she's even pulled out her own checkbook to write a personal check so that a student could register the next semester. We will never know how many fellow Walsh alumni would never have earned their degrees, would never have been able to be counted along with us as proud alumni of Walsh University if it hadn't been for her intervention, her generous spirit, her willingness to go above and beyond to help a struggling student. She is truly the definition of an unsung hero. And just by a show of hands from the alumni in the room, does everybody know who this wonderful woman is from your Walsh experience? Could you please put your hand up? That's how many people love you, Teresa. Teresa graduated from Walsh University in 2015 with her Bachelor of Arts degree in accounting and was a nominee for the Walsh University Tower of Excellence Award, the university's most prestigious and long-standing student affairs honor. She actually had us fact check that to make sure she really was nominated for it, and indeed she was. For a successful career characterized by helping others to be their very best, it is my absolute pleasure at this time to present the 2022 Outstanding Achievement Award to the class of 2015 alumna and my friend, Teresa Reolfi.
Okay, I like sitting face to people, not above or in front of people, so I do much better when I'm in the Student Service Center, and I have notes, so sorry. Where do I start? I am truly humbled by this award and all that it represents for Walsh. It's sorry. It's just very hard to put into words what all the students meant to me. Imagine my surprise when I opened the front door at my home several weeks ago, in my house cleaning attire, to find Tim and Drenda's smiling face, letting me know that I was nominated for this award and selected for this award. And then they wanted a picture with me, so that was really crazy too. Anyway, again, I do better one-on-one with people. I do want to give a special thank you to my friend Carmela Mendetta, who nominated me. Carmela and I go way back to high school marching band at Glen Oak down the street, and that was quite a few years ago. But we have been lifelong friends, and our paths have crossed many times over the years, and it was great when Carmela actually started to work here at Walsh too. So that was very special. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight, but again, I want to thank Carmela. That was very sweet of her. Thank you to the Alumni Association for selecting me. It's sometimes for us non-traditional students to forget that the Alumni Association is here for us too. I started out at Stark State. My degree there served me well for 30 years, but I just thought, you know what, I want to be an example to my family and to others that, it's going to be hard as an older adult finishing your degree, but I wanted to do it. So I did that. And the Alumni Association is here for everybody that graduated from Walsh. And it's such a blessing to help all of us stay connected to this grace-filled institution, because that's what Walsh is. It's a grace-filled institution. Elissa said I had 3 hours to talk. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, 3 minutes. I don't know where she went, but 3 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll hurry. And to think I actually applied for a job in the library when I started my journey here at Walsh. They turned me down, but I landed in the Student Service Center. And I knew once I landed there that was my home. It was my second home. And from early on, my family knew that it was a second home for me. They could tell, and they were very supportive of all things that we did here at Walsh, or that I did here at Walsh, sometimes drug them along too. I also have to thank the Brothers of Christian Instruction for the vision they had some 60 plus years ago. Without them, none of us would be here. They came by invitation from then Bishop Emmett Walsh to open a college here in our diocese, and that was very special. I am grateful to former President Dusom, who chose me to be part of the first legacy group that he formed here, and to help ensure that the legacy of the Brothers doesn't fall under the table or forgotten about. It's something that we all need to remember. Knowing that they consecrated their lives in service to others helped me also strive to serve others, and that just played out with the students here at Walsh. I just, that inspired me, and I hope and pray to always live my life in some part knowing their service and by their example. I found great joy being part of students' journeys. So many of them entered as scared freshmen, and they just never knew where to turn for help. So I knew that the Student Service Center was the place they could come to see a smiling face, get answers to their questions, even get a hug when they needed one. My coworkers and I treated our students the way we wanted somebody to treat our children if they were away to college. And helping parents and students navigate the college financial aid was fun. I know that sounds kind of crazy for everybody that has done that, but it was fun. It was fun to find creative ways to help students figure out how to get through the hard times. And sometimes the conversations we had were tough. Aaron and Ashley, for sure, know that. I had many conversations with them that were not easy, but our students' families knew that we were always on their side. We did whatever we could to get them through. I retired from Walsh back on April 8th, as Stephanie said, not to leave Walsh, but to serve my family a little more in different facets. Sorry. I have 4 wonderful grandchildren, 3 children and 4 wonderful grandchildren, and very blessed to be able to be home with them much more. But Walsh will always be a big part of my life and never part of my past. So again, thank you to everyone who has part in making this award and this evening happen. I am truly grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you.
More time.
It's not very often I get to pull the mic up. I'm really excited for this tonight. So, last one, but again, as Tim said, can we give one more round of applause for our first 5 who have gone so far? I just hear the stories, and I just know I haven't done enough. It's just amazing, and we're about to hear one more of those. So the last award that we have tonight is for the Distinguished Service Award. It was established in 1994 to recognize alumni who provided exemplary service to Walsh University. And Marlene Toot, graduate of 1985, exemplifies this. I was so excited when I found out that she won this award, and I did ask if I could actually introduce her this evening. So I thank Stephanie and the committee for letting me do that. Marlene is an amazing person. She does so many small things. So right now we're focused on things that people do for Walsh University. If I went into all the things she did outside of Walsh University, we would be here a very, very, very long time. But we're going to focus on Walsh and how she impacts us. But to start out, obviously graduating in 1985, Marlene was not the traditional student that we had. She spent 17 years also working at the Timken Company. She worked hard to get where she got to. She also earned her master's degree from the University of Akron in 1992, and she is a sought-after speaker for nutrition. My problem there is she doesn't speak to me enough about nutrition, so that's where we're at today. But she is a well-known speaker on that, and I love when she has conversations with our students about these things because she talks to anyone and everyone who will listen to her on that. Marlene joined the board in 2012, the Walsh University Board of Directors. And she won't remember this for sure, but I started about 10 years ago, and I walk into the room at your first board meeting, and you're nervous. You know, I'm like, this is going to be scary. And she won't remember this, I know. And she walked, we walked in after me, she introduced herself and said hello, and I was like, wow, she's really nice. This place is going to be great, because I'm not a Walsh grad. So you calm my nerves that day. And that's what Marlene does. She is so calming to everyone she speaks to, and I just love working with her. She also I served on the governance committee, and she was the chair of the governance committee for me. We did some heavy lifting while she was chair of that committee, and she got a lot accomplished. Things that didn't happen the 8 years previous to those chairs. No offense against them, Marlene just got it done. So we appreciate that. But that didn't stop Marlene from serving the university. She then joins the women's committee that we have here on the university, and she leads the scholarship efforts on that, constantly working to be involved with our students and how she can support them and help them get through all the things you're kind of hearing tonight. She has scholarships that she's built at this university. She helped support a small building that we built, if you didn't realize that you're in the Toot Center. And she didn't ask anything for that. We were actually not knowing what we were going to do. Marlene stepped up to give the lead gift to make this building happen. And it was just incredible for us while we were in a campaign. Marlene and Joe as well. It's about Marlene. There's other small things that she does that no one knows about. We have a Cavs closet that we have here that actually helps give students clothing so when they go to that interview and when they don't have the clothes to actually give themselves that, to dress up for the interview, they can go there, get an outfit. If they get the job, they get an outfit, 4 more outfits, so they would be secured for the week. Brenda Collins helped start that. Marlene has raised thousands of dollars through her friends and her network for the Cavs Closet. No one knows that. She doesn't ask for credit for that, but she's always helping behind the scenes. The scholarship work she does with our students is amazing. Always meets with them, has lunch. What are they up to? What are you doing? Where are you going? Let's have that conversation. She's a mentor to them, mentor to lots, mentor to me. But one of the greatest things she does, may seem small, she's made thousands and thousands of chocolate chip cookies for Walsh University. I always offer to pick them up. And because Father Cebula is here, I gotta confess, I eat half of them on the way back to the university. It is the greatest chocolate chip cookie you will ever have. But she is constantly making just cookies, small things. During COVID, when students are here because they're abroad, Marlene's making and dropping off cookies so they can have that little bit of home. Just the small things. Marlene always does the small things. So Marlene, for your service, we thank you. Please join me up here. My friend and mentor, Marlene Toot.
Oh, that I was as great as he says I am. Okay, first of all, Aaron, I would like to say to you, when you said, where do you find a teacher like that? I almost yelled out, Walsh University. So Eric mentioned that I'm a non-traditional student. I'm a very non-traditional student. I graduated in '85, so before you start trying to do the math, I was old when I started here. I'll tell you how old. I was taking a marketing class, and the instructor said, does anybody, first of all, like I say, I was old. I was in with a bunch of college-age students. And the instructor says, can anybody give an example of somebody that advertises a product that you know they couldn't have any knowledge of? So I raised my hand, and the teacher said, Marlene. And I said, Joe Namath, pantyhose. Do you know, other than the teacher and myself and one other older student, nobody knew who Joe Namath was. So that's when you know you're very non-traditional. Ashley, when Ashley said that how things have changed from 2010 until now, you should see how they've changed from 1985 till now. It's just a completely different university. So, first of all, I'm very humbled to get this award, and I will accept it on one condition, and that condition being that I will add my service hours to all the hours that the students do community service, which is far beyond any other university. And in fact, Tim just made a comment that our football team is second in the nation for community service hours, which is amazing. How do you play football and find time to do community service? And also the hours, gosh, this is our directors, our clergy, the Alumni Association, faculty, staff, just the whole community. I want to add my hours to those hours. I will accept it on that basis. And that's a large, large amount of hours, but that's what we do. We're Walsh University. So I want to thank everyone who's helped me, and obviously too many to name, but my family, my friends, again, Rich Jazome when he was here, and now Tim and Drenda, who are just so wonderful for our university. A special thanks to Eric Belden. Where did he go? Right there. Eric, through all the time I was on the board and before and since, Eric is always there when I have a question or I need help and picking up cookies, things like that. So all of you have helped me more than you know, and you've inspired me to do the things that I've done. On Monday, we'll all say goodbye to Queen Elizabeth. She commanded no one, no armies, no Congress, no legislature. Yet she helped millions through her 70 years of service. Flags are flying at half-mast all over the world. Everybody respected her so dearly. When the bells toll on Monday, they should be her reminder to us that service to one another is what humanity, after all, is all about. I'm so very proud of my university. The founding brothers of Walsh wove the idea of service into the very fabric of this place, and it's become one of our greatest strengths. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you for this award, and in the words of our great leader, Swords up.
Swords up. One more time.
Can you please join me in one more round of applause for all of our award winners this evening? And Lori, I see you working hard in the hallway back there. Sodexo, thank you for accommodating us this evening. We appreciate it. Okay, we're in the home stretch. After we conclude the program here this evening, if the award winners could please come in front of the photo drop, we're going to get an award winner photo here. And for any alumni in the room that stood up, if you could please go over to the staircase, we will be joined by the award winners for an all alumni photo. It has been a great pleasure sharing the accomplishments of these individuals with you this evening, and we hope you will see us again this evening or tomorrow for continued homecoming festivities. We actually have a beer garden that is happening across the quad here. And there's also a concert that starts in 15 minutes on the David Center lawn. So if you aren't done having a good time and you want to continue connecting with fellow alumni or your family, please join us across the quad. Tomorrow, we will see our men's and women's soccer team, our football team, and our volleyball teams all play in their sporting games tomorrow. And tomorrow's first on-campus homecoming football game will take place at noon at the Larry Stout Field. On behalf of the Alumni Board and Walsh University, thank you for coming this evening and celebrating the Walsh alumni legacy. Swords up. So again, award winners, please come to my right, your left. Thank you.